A stepmother accused of killing her 11-year-old stepson has been ruled competent to stand trial. State Hospital released that information yesterday during a court update. Leticia Stauch is facing first-degree murder charges for the death of her stepson, Gannon. He went missing from his home in Colorado Springs in January, and his remains were found in March in Florida. Our partners in the Springs say Stauch's attorneys have asked for another evaluation from a doctor in Colorado Springs.
How we doing, folks? It is good to see everybody. Oh, I got my usuals up in here. I love when I got my usuals up in here. And hold on a second. I did not mean to highlight that. I'm going to look over everybody. I'm going to say what's up to Mignon, Sarah, Angel Eyes, Catherine Summers, Golden One, The Foo, hello, Jeanette S, Such and Such, Shayna, Renee, that girl, homie, that girl, Marissa Anderson, Lauren Elizabeth, Dawn Marie. Oh, yeah, a lot of friends. I love it. All right. Michaela Payer, Bang Bang Kiss Kiss 007, Loving Life at Home, Twin Mama. All right. It's good to see everybody. Glad y'all made it. I'm gonna, now as you can see, I and rightfully so, I'm gonna get into this. Rightfully so, I got some comments, some very, very fun comments regarding my background from yesterday. Again, I have a different, temporary, different living arrangement right now, and so, I had to kind of switch things, and I had to switch rooms to where I'm going to broadcast from, and I managed to kind of make things a little different and a little better. So I think so anyway. At least you're not looking at a bathroom sink and clothes hanging. So thank you for being here, and we are going to talk about Leticia Stauch. Those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for quite a while now already know that I've been talking about this case since it started, but there have not been any developments. We've just been waiting for this COVID thing to kind of run its course, to the point, at least as far as regarding the Leticia Stauch, Gannon Stauch case. We are simply waiting for, and of course, Leticia and her lawyer are doing what they can to basically avoid having to face the responsibility of what she's done. And hey, what's up, Mexi and Jeanette S? At this point now, Leticia is. I can joke about these things because she's caught. I don't see. Even though right now we're living in a world where upside down is right side up, left is right, backwards is forward, everything is completely and totally, not making sense in the world today. So, and I'm trying to, every day manage it just like everybody else, and process it and try to make the best sense out of everything that's going on. But this is one of those things where I don't want to speak too soon and knock on wood. This is one of those things where I truly believe that Leticia Stauch is going to see justice. So I don't mind laughing at her. And I think it's pretty obvious. It's one of those things where, I'm real big on innocent until proven guilty, that sort of thing. I'm real big on that. And when it comes to her, she rings a little different bell. Is she innocent of the crime? that she's accused of until proven guilty? Yeah, of course. But tell me she's not guilty of just being a general asshole. Tell me she's not guilty of attacking a deputy in order to try to escape, and then later plotting with someone else in the prison or in the jail that she's being kept in of trying to escape again. Innocent people don't try to escape before their day in court. That's just not what innocent people do. Innocent people who haven't done anything wrong generally and genuinely tell themselves, you know what, man, I believe that right is right. That's what an innocent person does. I believe that right is right. You know, so I'm going to go to court and I'm going to trust the system to now, unless you have reason to think, like, if the system has failed you before, sure. But the overall record is in the system's favor. I can promise you that. So most people would say, I did not do this, and I believe that the system is going to come through in my favor because I believe that whatever right is right. Whatever's right is just right. That's it. You know, I don't have anything to worry about it. I got God on my side or whatever. This is the way innocent people think. So that's not what Leticia Stauch has been doing in the slightest bit. And I mean, she's since this whole thing broke, since January, she has been blowing up social media. I mean, obviously not now because she's in jail, but before her arrest, she was just constantly just digging herself deeper and deeper and deeper in the public eye. And, you know, we all know that this is not the behavior of someone who actually cares about their 11-year-old stepson who has gone missing. And you haven't even been accused of anything yet. But everyone at the time was just thinking, Leticia, why don't you seem to care where Gannon is? Why don't you seem to have any? You're too concerned with how you look. So this was happening quite a bit, and the public eye was crucifying this woman, and saying that she was guilty of murder before they even knew what had happened to Gannon, which, you know, I'm very, very much against. But when we read that arrest affidavit and we look at Leticia's behavior, it's pretty safe to say, or it's safe for an individual, in my opinion, it is safe for an individual to form the opinion that this woman is exactly where she belongs right now. She deserves her day in court, obviously. If there's some way she could prove the existence of Eduardo, if there's some way she can prove that any of the stories, the wild, crazy shit that she was throwing out there is believable, and it sheds doubt on the prosecution's case, well, then more power to her, because then maybe, you know, again, it's up to the prosecution. It's on them to prove that she's guilty. It's not on her to prove that she's innocent. But from what it looks like, they got enough to prove that she's guilty. And so at this point, her behavior, as long as she doesn't actually hurt someone, her behavior to me is comical. She's someone who has not fooled one person. And at this point, she's going to pay for her crimes. And what's funny is this COVID thing. People are looking at it like, oh my God, this COVID thing. It's delaying the whole process. It's delaying the entire process. I want justice and I want it right now. Is justice not being served currently? Think about it. Is justice not being served currently? Right now, she's in jail, right? So she comes up with this cockamamie scheme to plead insanity, right? Obviously, in order to plead insanity, you have to get a evaluation, right? You have to go and you have to check yourself into a mental institution for evaluation. Knowing her, she probably has already made threats of suicide while she was in the can. Knowing her, she has probably applied any type of manipulation that a semi-creative mind can come up with in a scenario and situation that she is currently stuck in, that she has put herself in. So what I'm thinking is we're not going to see we're not going to see that for a while. And in the meantime, she's just torturing herself with coming up with these schemes. She's already gone to get evaluated, and her evaluation has determined that she is competent to stand trial. So, nice try, T. Nice try. But it's just not going to happen, dude. What you did was the most appalling thing. This case really got under my skin, guys. For your new subscribers, I'm talking to you, but you know, most of the people here have been following me. Most of the people in the chat right now have been following me since this case broke, and this one really hit home, and I really feel a certain just a certain bond with Gannon that I don't think I'll ever be able to explain, but I don't know it. I mean, still to this day, honestly, as long as I'm working, the lights at my job are blue for Gannon. Even since March, since they found his body and determined what happened to him, even since March, I've had those lights at my job that you could see from the highway, blue. And I've had those up since January. And they're still up because those lights, as far as I'm concerned, as long as I have any control over it, will not be any other color than blue until Gannon gets justice for what happened to him. And I truly believe that he will get justice. And part of that justice is me laughing at this fucking idiot every chance I get on my channel. So, Leticia Stauch, fuck you. And you were exactly where you belong, in my personal opinion, simply because of all the other shit that you've pulled. Not even what we know you did to Gannon. We all know it happened. Every other bit of behavior proves. And here let's not forget, people. Think about this for a second. Has anybody considered the fact that when you are trying to go for an insanity plea, you know how much of a gamble that is? Once the jury finds out that you tried to go for an insanity plea, that's basically an admission to guilt. That's already it. You're trying to say I did it because I was crazy and I wasn't in my right mind. But guess what? The fact that you went and got evaluated, and now they're saying that you are competent to stand trial. Well, guess what? Now you got to pay the piper, and you inadvertently, you and your fucking lawyer, your lawyer who's supposed to protect you from bad decisions like that, you and your lawyer just basically gave your case to the prosecution. Because now, like, you basically admitted to doing it. Why would you seek an insanity plea if you hadn't done the crime you're accused of? So it's just going to be basically what we're going to see. It's going to be like watching a sporting event where one team just completely blows out the other. Why this is going to trial is the biggest waste of time and taxpayer money ever. Because we all fucking know she did it. We all know it. I mean, think about it. Who pleads insanity? Who pleads insanity when they didn't do it? Like, if I didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be like, listen, motherfucker, this is where I was. This is what happened. Some motherfucker named Eduardo busted into my house, raped me, made Gannon watch, blah, 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 all that crazy bullshit she said, right? And, you know, but stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Stick to Eduardo. Stick to that story. But she kept saying all kinds of other bullshit. You could say bitch in here, Stargazer. That's okay. You could say bitch in here. If I could say motherfucker, you could say bitch. I'd say motherfucker all the time. I do it all the time. I mean, well, if anything, you know, if anything, such and such, I mean, that's a sign of insanity right there. You know, I was trying to find the letter. She even wrote some letter about being mistreated and abused. I mean, she was spewing that bullshit prior, talking about she was spewing that bullshit prior, talking about when she was being questioned, that her rights were being violated, that they wouldn't let her leave, but she wasn't under arrest, and and she nobody, I mean, it was really funny to watch that interview. I went over it on this channel more than a couple times, actually. I think like 3 times. And she absolutely, first of all, she wouldn't face the camera, which was really, really weird in the first place. But the guy interviewing her, the camera was on him the whole time, and watching his face, he was like really trying hard not to react, you know, to the things that she was saying. But he was also asking questions. He was a very, very smart interviewer. He was also asking questions that were going to kind of corner her and catch her off guard. And he was doing it in a very, very, very careful way too. He knew there was something off with her, and he was a bulldog, but at the same time, very, very gentle. It was very smooth. Do I think Harley saw everything? That's an excellent question. I've pondered that. I've even pondered whether or not Harley could have been an accessory. But I don't think so. I don't think so. The one part of the story that actually pans out for the most part is the timeline as far as that goes, as far as her coming home from work when she did, things of that nature. She was that's what I remember about it, to as far as Harley being involved goes. But I don't think that I don't think she was there. I don't think that she saw anything. I don't think that she had anything to do with it, much less. And if she did, yeah, see, I'm not ready to say that, Lauren Elizabeth. I'm not ready to say that. I mean, I don't blame other people for saying it. You know what I mean? You saw in the video how controlling she was and how she was leading her with questions. I think that she was trying to get Harley to lie for her, but I don't think that that Harley, I don't know. When it comes to kids, man, she's still a kid. She's legally an adult now, I believe, but at the time, she was still a kid, and to me, she's still a kid, and I'm not ready to start throwing accusations without anything solid behind that. So yeah, I mean, Harlow Camp, yeah, I mean, she kept making it a domestic thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. A lot of the people that follow these cases, right? Almost everybody who follows these cases, they turn it into kind of a drama, you know? And then people start to look at these people like they're not real people. And they start looking at them like they're characters in some sort of production. But with Leticia, at this point, like, her actions are so dramatic that I can't really blame anybody for being fascinated with this person right now. I'm fascinated with Leticia right now. I'm angry about what I know she did, what I feel in my heart, and based on everything that's presented to me, that she did. You know, she basically, I'm telling you, by pleading guilty, or by trying to plead not guilty by reason of insanity, by going for I'm too incompetent to stand trial bullshit, that's basically admitting that she did it, in my personal opinion. But I'm not a lawyer, man. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But, you know, and then you're going to have, you know, going back to people looking at these people as characters, you know, that, to me, I think that applies to Leticia, right? But when you take it as far as talking about Landon and Al and anybody else involved, you know, the fact that Al's like getting remarried or whatever. See, I never ever take interest in things like that. I don't take interest in things where to me, that's personal people's lives. That's where I'm at right now with the whole Sophie Long thing right now. I got on the Facebook group and I saw somebody made a music video. Somebody made a fucking music video with a pop song, right? And in the video, they took the footage of Sophie like kicking and screaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, this whole Sophie Long thing has become sensationalized. And people are talking about, and people are doing things regarding Sophie, regarding Michael, and regarding Courtney, and they are putting them in some sort of celebrity status now. No longer am I seeing posts and things of that nature that are, okay, a difference in the system needs to be made. I still see that from time to time. But the majority of everything is just people either arguing about a family who they don't even know's personal life, or they're making music videos and splicing these videos of Sophie screaming and yelling like it's some sort of beautiful thing. Like, yeah, is it beautiful that little girl stood up for herself? Absolutely. But to put some weird Katy Perry sounding music on top of it is so bizarre, dude. It was really bizarre. I felt like I was like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone right now? People like, and then someone actually posted. It got taken down after I think an hour, but this thing already had like 18 likes. And somebody posted, I think there should be a movie about the Stand with Sophie movement. Somebody made that post. Like, this has gotten completely and totally insane. It's so weird. And I realize, I gained a lot of subscribers by talking about the Sophie case, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to talk about that case anymore because it's not a criminal case yet. Normally, I cover true crime here. Now, was it criminal that she was ignored? But now she's in her dad's care. I believe the group has served its purpose. I believe the GoFundMe has served its purpose. And I am at a point right now where until there are criminal charges brought up on this case, it's a personal family issue. And people are glamorizing this family and celebritizing them. And it's extremely strange to me, and it's extremely surreal. These aren't celebrities, people. This is a family in a fucked up situation. Period. I don't want to hear dirt on Michael. I don't want to even hear dirt on Kelly. I want to know that if Sophie was molested the way that she claims that she was, that people are placed under arrest and they pay for it. Period. And I want the system to change to where it will take a child's claims more seriously and put their safety and protection first before dismissing her as somebody who's just who's being used in a custody fight. Listen to the kid, take her seriously, indulge her, just do a quick, thorough investigation of what she's talking about before you put her in that potentially dangerous situation again. That's all I'm saying. That's literally everything that I've been saying this entire fucking time. So now it's a circus. Now the bottom feeding YouTubers are throwing mud at other YouTubers. Now the bottom feeding YouTubers are looking at this from a tabloid perspective and then taking the celebrity status that you guys have made them become. Now, Michael and Courtney are just as responsible for that too. They're just as accountable for that. But you guys are the ones actually perpetuating it and doing it. And so now they are at celebrity status. And now bottom feeding YouTubers are going to pick their lives apart. Bottom feeding YouTubers who I choose not to associate with, at least any longer. So you can't complain about someone doing these things if you're perpetuating them into a celebrity status and losing sight over why this whole thing is so important. Why does it have the attention that it has? It does not have the attention that it has because Michael and Sophie look cute hugging in a picture because Michael has long hair and a cowboy hat. That's not what I can't. So this is where I'm at, guys. When it comes to this whole thing has gotten completely, totally outrageous. And again, I don't know what 10 to Life is going to be doing moving forward. We are in direct contact. She knows. I let her know that I was going to make this announcement, but I also let her know that she has my full support no matter what she's doing. I will happily mod for her channel. And whatever she's doing, she's in contact with them, and I'm happily and loyally her moderator, because I know that her heart is in the right place. And if she believes in that, I'm going to back her up in that sense. But it does not necessarily reflect how I feel. I want to be clear about that. But I will moderate her channel the way that she desires that her channel is moderated. And I will do it very, very ethically and loyally. But where I'm at right now is I don't have anything else to contribute. That's just me. I don't have anything else to contribute to the Sophie Long situation until at least until criminal charges are brought up on somebody or the court date comes up. The next court date comes up. Other than that, I'll take as long a break of it as I did this Gannon case. And here I am. I've always promised you updates on the Gannon case, and that is exactly what I'm doing right now. And the fact is, Leticia Stauch is competent to stand trial, and she basically admitted her guilt by trying to go through this fiasco, in my personal opinion. And that might not be, that's something that a judge will say a jury will disregard, maybe. But at the same time, you know, it's not like the jury forgets it. It's planted in there. It's a seed. So now we wait. But most importantly, Leticia waits. Justice is currently being served right now. Because you know what just happened? By her going and being evaluated for being crazy, you know she went into this facility and put on an act. You know that she went in there and she just put on this crazy act and just tried to pull an RP McMurphy, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest thing, and just totally tried to act. Excuse me. You know what? I will actually do that today down the rabbit hole. If anybody wants to come on here after I talk about Leticia, I'm happy to open this up, and if anybody wants to come on here and ask me any questions, and bring something up, we can discuss it. I'm more than happy to do that with you. But I mean, think about that. That was a fresh breath right there. She got a whiff of freedom. Because now she's in a position to where she goes to a different facility that's focused on mental health. It's not a prison or a jail. It's focused on mental health. She's got a little more breathing room to start planning and doing what she's trying to do. She already tried to plan escaping, right? She already tried to plan an escape. And so what does she do next? Is she goes and she gets herself checked out in one of these facilities for a couple weeks for observation. And they're like, nope, she could stand trial. But for 2 weeks, people, tell me that's not torture. You guys are like, oh, she got to go to a country club. Maybe. But the mental torture of feeling like, you know what? Oh, man. Okay, I could put on an act here. I could do my best, and I might be able to just get out of this whole thing. I might not have to take any accountability for what I've done. And then those 2 weeks are up. And that psychiatrist goes, okay, thank you. And then the next thing you know, a judge says, well, based on this psychiatrist report, we don't feel that there's anything wrong with you, and you're going to stand trial for the murder of an 11-year-old boy who trusted you with his life. So, guys, yeah, that's I think that she is yeah, that moment must have been heartbreaking for her. For 2 weeks, she thought she had a chance. And then that chance was ripped right out from under her. So justice is being served, because make no mistake, she will be found guilty. I have no doubt in my mind she will be found guilty of this crime. And she will be sentenced accurately. She will be sentenced accordingly. I have no doubt in my mind. All right. So we've got about 20 minutes left, guys. Does anybody want to come on here? I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up and say what's up. Oh, my man, or my homie, Raging Nightwolf, is in the chat. Raging Nightwolf has the best YouTube handle ever. Raging Nightwolf. Oh, that shit is fantastic. It sounds like something I would name a band. I listen to all that heavy, slow, stoner, sludgy shit. I'm a big fan of that stuff. So, yeah, if you want to jump in here, feel free to do so. Yeah, Landon was nice to me, man. Like I messaged her and she messaged me back. I did ask her if she wanted to come on here. Oh, Mexi's in the house. What's up? I'm gonna let him in just a second. But I asked her if she wanted to come on here, and I told her that, you know, I was going to be extremely respectful, or anything she wanted to share about Gannon, that sort of thing. And she was like, I can't do that because, you know, our lawyers are telling us to stay, you know, the prosecution's telling us to stay off media as much as possible, and not especially social media as much as possible. But I know whether or not they really listen to that or not, I don't know. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, she was very nice to me, and she was very respectful. I told her about the lights, and she was very happy about that. She was just very nice. So I hope she's doing well. All right. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was waiting for a picture. But you're not on camera. Okay.
No, I'm not on camera. I was just gonna come on real quick, man. I just wanted to congratulate you, man. You do awesome coverage. Like, it's like, in my opinion, I'm very skeptical about people who do true crime and things, because I feel like either half the time they do half the story, or something that's they twist it to meet, you kind of know, like the needs of whatever their channel is. So I don't know. I just want to come on, man, and say, you know, your content is awesome, and I'm sure I can speak for everybody else in your chat, man. You keep it real, and I just wanted to let you know we appreciate you for keeping it
Oh
real,
man,
for keeping it real. So
thanks, man. I don't know I don't know any other way to be. Uh,
but that's
you
good.
know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. There's just something about that feeling when you're not being real that is kind of gross. And I guess some people get off on that gross feeling. It just does me the opposite. So I would rather just, you know, I would rather just have people who appreciate it, and I'm grateful for you guys. I wouldn't be doing this at all if it wasn't for you guys listening to it.
Yeah. Well,
so
we appreciate all you do, man. Like it seriously is. I see people say it all the time. Like what a breath of fresh air it is to have somebody that's real out there and speak the truth. And so, you know, you don't succumb to what other people's opinions are, regardless of whether you feel like you're gonna rock the boat or not. And
right.
that in itself is awesome, because there's a lot of people on YouTube that'll sit there and blow sunshine up your ass to say, oh hey, you know, this is, well, I think this, or I think that, or this is because of this, or let me leave out part of the story because it's going to fit better with this crowd, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
I mean, yeah, I'll always give that disclaimer, man. Like, you may not like what I'm about to say, but, you know, I'm not, what am I doing up here if I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, you know?
Exactly.
And what are you doing listening to me if I'm not telling you what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
You know, how is that worth listening to at all?
I agree.
So we're not having a genuine exchange, and that's what this is all about to me, is to have that genuine exchange with you guys. And even if there's sometimes where I don't even look at chat. I'm real bad about that. Sometimes I don't even look at chat because I'm just talking and talking and talking. But seeing the chat like just running, it's nice, you know. And it's always the same people, and I love that. I love seeing the same people. So it's a nice little thing that I've got here, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, you built a great community of people, and you know, I have several people from your channel that are also on my channel too. So I'll say hey to everybody that's out there. But I think that's a really important thing to do, is build a good foundation of people. And when you have that support, you have that foundation that's full of real people and not fake ass people. It's good. Like, and that's a compliment to your channel, because I don't feel like you just have a bunch of people that are just there to, you know, jump into chat just because or whatever. You know, like, these are real genuine people who actually give a shit about the case, about people's, you know, whether they're going to go to jail or not, you know, because, like, honestly, at the end of the day, I kind of feel the same way as you do. Why are we going to send someone to prison just because, you know, everybody else in the world wants, you know, to hang the limelight on them and hang them because it's by popular opinion? No, that's not what we do. We try to believe in the justice system, and we try to believe that they're going to do the right thing. Do they always do the right thing? Absolutely not. Sometimes they fuck up, you know, bad, terrible, you know. But you know, we believe in the justice system as America. You know, I believe that the justice system, for the most part, is decent, and they try to do the best that they can. So, what are you doing?
Yeah, I just no, I was dropping your link in the chat. So, guys, Mexi actually has a really, really good channel as well, and it's growing fast, dude. I noticed you're doing really well.
Yeah, it's coming up.
But you have fantastic content for guys like Mexi is fortunately for what he does in a great area for what he does, which is you're in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And you work a lot with Save Robbie too, doing stuff. So, and you guys have been friends a long time, right?
We have like 15 plus years. Yeah.
Right on. So, but yeah, so you have this channel, and what you guys have been doing has been going and checking out some of the famous Colorado crime sites and kind of checking for what possible supernatural activity around there.
Yeah, kind of both. I want people to have a firsthand view, because I feel like sometimes when you get the pictures and you get the things of a true crime investigation, sometimes you don't get the actual feel of walking through the damn place. You know what I mean? Like, when you're live, there's no bullshitting your thing. Like, when you're there,
Right.
You put it live. I can't sit there and filter things and be like, oh, well, this, like it's right in front of me. This is where it's at. This is where the crime happened. This is where it supposedly happened that, such and such had done this or that. And I felt like it was important to give people that opportunity that can't get to some of these places, to be able to investigate alongside of you, because like my subscribers, and I believe you feel the same way, are just as important as I am, because I rely on my subscribers to come out, and if I miss something in the live and I'm not catching it because I'm over there thinking about a million things, it's awesome the fact that they can jump on and say, hey, you missed this or that, or you know what I mean? Like, because you start to get scatterbrained when you're out there doing these investigations.
Sure, no, like I trip up on information here that I'm sharing, and then, I'll use the chat, where somebody in the chat will go, actually, well, it happened this way, and this way, or on this date in this place, and I might get some certain detail wrong, but somebody will correct me in chat, and I'm always real grateful for that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not an investigator. I was an F student, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna fuck things up.
Yeah, but see, that's what makes it cool about like your channel and my channel. Like we realize that, like, we come on the channel, we're like, look, we're human. Like, we don't sit here and investigate 24/7. We just don't have the resources. We don't have the time. I'm a very educated dude, and I could seriously sit there and like go through, thing after thing after thing of just all these different information, and you could still miss shit. We don't have enough time, and I'm sure I can speak for you as well, to go through the mass majority of things that are out there, because there's going to be something underneath a rock that somebody found that's like, hey, this is a crucial piece of evidence that you guys may or may have not noticed, and we're like, yeah, absolutely, I've already filtered through hours and hours of freaking information. And yeah, we just happen to miss this or that. So it's awesome to have people such as the people that are in your chat and mine and the subscribers that we have. It's awesome that they're able to come out there and say, hey, this, you missed this piece of information, or this is actually what happened, or it was at this time dialogue, just be able to break it down. And so that's cool. So I wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to come on here, man. Tip my hats off to you. I appreciate that you come on here. You keep it 100 with everybody. You don't try to bullshit things. You don't try to blow smoke. And like everybody else, I've seen it several times in your chat already, not just today, but you're like a breath of fresh air for people. Like, I feel like you're actually trying to go out there and make a difference in the world with like your information and the knowledge that you have, and you try to share it with everybody else so that they can go out in the world and try to make it a better place as well.
What's funny is I appreciate all that, man. Thank you so much. It's really nice.
Yeah,
But I mean, I don't really have any information that everyone else doesn't already really have. All I'm doing is sharing my thoughts on it. Just like I know that everybody else who's aware of these things has their own thoughts on it, and maybe we relate, maybe we disagree, but I do know that I probably look at certain things on the things that everybody else is looking at in a different way than most people. And maybe that's why people like listening, but that's all I'm doing though, is just kind of sharing my thoughts in any way that anybody else would be doing. So, but I enjoy doing it, and people seem to enjoy listening to it, and I'm grateful, and I like it.
Yeah. Well, we enjoy you too, brother, man. Like, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. And I'm keeping an eye on your channel too, man. It seems like you're doing good on growing and stuff, man. And I can't wait to see what you have in your future, coming in a year or 2 years. I feel good things for you, man. So,
well, we'll see.
I hope so.
As long as long as I still have the people I've got, man, I'm gonna be happy, and I mean, the more the merrier. I'm grateful for all my new subs, but it's always been real happy, just us. But yeah, the more the merrier. Please subscribe, enjoy the channel if you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, and sub to Mexi's channel. I dropped the link a bunch of times. So sub to Mexi's channel, man, because he's got some really, really interesting content. And Save Robbie's just hilarious. He's always fun.
Yes.
So
he's a trick.
So the two of you guys together is really fun to watch. So
Well, thanks
But
for having me on, Will. I appreciate it, and everybody out there that's listening to that knows me. Hey, everybody, and you guys keep showing Will love because he's an awesome guy and he's genuine at heart, and that's hard to find honestly nowadays. So keep up the good work, man.
hey, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate those words.
No problem, brother.
All right.
See ya.
Wow, Maxie. Yeah, man, Mexi's coming up, man. He's doing some really interesting stuff, man. Like nobody's been doing that. Like it's just a great idea. If I lived in Colorado, I don't know if I would have ever thought of that, but apparently he has this equipment, you know, to like check for like different energy levels and things like that in you know, in these crime areas, and they're really interesting because they're exciting. You know, when you're watching it live, it's exciting because they're, you know, hold on, we're gonna go to this part where the gun was found and blah blah blah. You know, so it's like really you're right there with it, and it's usually in really dark places, so it's kind of tense, you know, but it makes it really exciting. But that was really nice, the things that he was saying. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate everybody that has been really supportive of the channel and believes in just kind of what I've been doing here, which really isn't much. I'm just talking to friends, you know, and I enjoy it. And sometimes I get a little hot-headed, but again, you know, if there's anybody to get a little hot-headed with, or two, not at, but two, would be you guys, and I'm glad that I have this platform to get to do that, and it's really nice. It's fun. What made me realize T was guilty? Her once she was arrested and the affidavit came out, none of her stories made any sense, and the crime was just so brutal. She was the only one that had any motive. It just all came together, and then when the body was found, I mean, yeah, that's just it. But again, you know, justice is currently being served. Make no mistake. Be patient. Be patient. I know you want the drama of a trial. I get all that. I know you want to see the look on her face when the judge sentences her and everything. I want to see all that stuff too. Don't get me wrong. But I am at peace with the fact that she is just sitting and waiting for the craziness in the world to pass. And, you know, once we get through this election, hopefully that's when it'll take place. But she's got to sit here. Think about that. She's got to sit there and wait for this thing that the world has never in all of history, in all of its existence, has ever faced to pass before her fate is determined. So in the meantime, she has to sit there as if she's already guilty for that to happen. Because let's face it, you have enough evidence to hold her. She's too dangerous. You cannot let this person out on the street. She's already proved it. Who attacks a fucking deputy, dude? Who does that? That lady's crazy, dude. And she's not crazy, I can't stand trial. She's crazy, I think I can do whatever the fuck I want without consequence. That kind of crazy knows the difference between right and wrong. But that kind of crazy also thinks the wrong doesn't apply to them. And it's up to us, the system, and society to show them that wrong does apply to them. And that's it. Lady, you're done. But now you got to just sit around and wait. And come on, guys. Is she being abused? Probably not. You know, she's cried wolf so many times, who's going to believe her anyway? So does she deserve what she's getting? If she is being abused, that's up to you to decide. I mean, let's face it. She wouldn't be in that position if she had not murdered an 11-year-old boy who trusted her to take care of him. So that's it. You never know. You never know whether or not good old Eduardo will surface. That could happen at any time. That could happen at any time. Eduardo's out there. Eduardo is out there. Holmes. But no, I don't think Eduardo's out there. Eduardo does not exist. Eduardo is a figment of your imagination, my friend. Eduardo is nada. Anyways, guys, I mean, yeah, it's funny that he doesn't. I mean, I've heard of Eduardo, but Eduardo is something that's a whole nother monster, y'all. That's a whole nother monster. All right. Mary Lopez, correcto, correctamundo. Oh, Lufa, stop it. All right, y'all. We will do this again very soon, my friends.